Let's go over the power up real quick. We'll start with obviously number 1, which is 5/14 plus 5/21. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the way that we've been doing, because we know that it's going to help us out with our rational expressions. So we're going to take this whole fraction here and multiply both the top and the bottom by this number. Then we're going to take this fraction here and multiply both the top and the bottom by this number. And that's going to automatically give us a common denominator. Okay, so I've got 5/14 times 21 over 21, which remember is just 1, so that's why that works, plus 5/21 times 14 over 14. Okay, great. So I'll go ahead and get out my calculator to do this. 5 times 21 is 105. So we know that this is going to be 105 over, and then 14 times 21 is 294. So 105 over 294. Plus, and then 5 times 14. Okay, that's going to give us 70, plus 70 over, and then 21 times 14. And that's going to give us 294, of course, because it did that before. That's the whole point, is to have a common denominator. Okay? So then we can go ahead and say 105 plus 70 is 175, and we've got our answer, 175 over 294. Obviously, there might be a way to simplify that, and there are a number of ways to do that as well. Like, we actually don't have to add this way, but we're doing it so that we can do this next one, number 2, more easily, right? That's the whole point of me showing it you this way, is that so that we can take a look at something like number 2, where you have 3x over 5x minus 2, okay, plus 7 over x plus 8. And then we follow the exact same process. We take this entire fraction and multiply it times this on the top and the bottom, and then we take this entire fraction here and multiply it by this on the top and the bottom. So it's the exact same process as the addition of fractions. So I have 3x times x plus 8 over 5x minus 2 times x plus 8 plus 7 times 5x minus 2, okay, over x plus 8 times 5x minus 2. And I hope that you're seeing now, I hope that you remember that what I said last time, which is that 5x minus 2 times x plus 8 is going to be the same as x plus 8 times 5x minus 2, because of what's called the commutative property of multiplication. So that's how we get our common denominator. Okay, so 3x times x plus 8 over here is going to be 3x squared plus 24x. Okay, and then we're going to be able to add that to 7 times 5x is 35x. Okay, and 7 times negative 2 is minus 14. Okay, and then we're going to put that all over. I just need to do this once because I know it's going to be the same as that, right? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my 5x minus 2 and multiply it times my x plus 8, okay? And the FOIL, 5x times x, 5x times 8, negative 2, you keep that negative with it, times x, and negative 2 times 8, okay? So I've got 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times 8 is plus 40x. Negative 2 times x is minus 2x. Negative 2 times 8 is minus 16. So the answer is 5x squared. Looks like 40 minus 2 is 38 plus 38x minus 16, right? So that's going to be our denominator. 5x minus 2 times x plus 8 is going to be 5x squared plus 38x minus 16, but so is x plus 8 times 5x minus 2. You guys can go ahead and do it if you need the proof. So we have our common denominator of 5x squared plus 38x minus 16. And now I just need to do my polynomial addition, okay? And I'll end up with 3x squared plus, looks like 59x minus 14 over 5x squared plus 38x minus 16. And that's how we're going to get that answer. Okay, so let's real quick do numbers 3 and 4 as well, so that all of it can be done. Okay, and then I'm going to break down polynomial addition and subtraction during the review portion of today's lesson. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. All right, so I've got 7/10 minus 1/15. Okay, remember what I'm going to do. Just like with addition, I take this whole fraction and multiply both the top and the bottom by this. Then I'm going to take this whole fraction and multiply both the bottom and the top by that. Okay, so that's going to be 7/10 times 15 over 15 minus 1/15 times 10 over 10. So really the only thing that's going to give me an issue is the 7 times 15. But listen to this. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 5 is 35. I do 70 plus 35 and get 105, and that's my answer to the top. 105. And then, of course, 10 times 15. Whenever I multiply anything times 10, I just tag a 0 at the end of it. So it's going to be over 150. Minus 1 times 10 is 10. 15 times 10, again, is 150. And my answer is going to be 105 minus 10, which is 95, over 150. And I'm going to leave it like that. It's not in its simplest form, but that's okay. That's for a different lesson. Let's go ahead and check out number 4. Okay, 2x plus 1 over x plus 2 minus 5x over x minus 1. And I'm going to do the exact same process. I've got 2x plus 1 in parentheses times x minus 1 in parentheses. Why? Because just as before, I take this entire fraction and multiply both the top and the bottom by that, right? Okay, times, and then the bottom is x plus 2 times x minus 1. The parentheses have to go there. Absolutely have to go there, because that is what's telling you that you're distributing everything into everything. Okay? Very, very important. And then, of course, we know we're going to take this whole fraction and multiply both the top and the bottom by this. So we've got on the top 5x times x plus 2, and on the bottom x minus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, so now let's take a look at this 2x plus 1 times x minus 1. Let's just do that first. Do that in a separate spot over here. So I've got 2x plus 1 times x minus 1. One way that you can break this down is you can say that this is the same as 2x, which is the first term here, times x minus 1. And then you take the second term, including whatever sign is with it, plus 1 times x minus 1. This is another way to do it. This actually can make it really simple to remember how to do this instead of having to do the FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. You just do the distributive property with the first one into the second one, and then do the distributive property with the second one into the second one. Okay, so I've got 2x squared minus 2x plus x minus 1. These combine, and I end up with 2x squared minus x minus 1. So that's going to go on the top. Okay, so it's going to be equals. I'll go ahead and I'll start my parentheses. 2x squared minus x minus 1 minus, and then I've got 5x times x, which is 5x squared, and 5x times 2, which is plus 10x. All over, whoops, let's try that again. All over, it's a long line there, and then I've got to do this part right here, right? Okay, let's see if I can erase, let's see, I'm going to erase this stuff right here. Okay, and hopefully not take too long. Oh my God, all the time that I'm taking up, the precious, precious moments that none of us will ever get back. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll use lightning yellow for this. So I've got my, my x plus 2 times x minus 1. And again, let's do that same thing I did last time. I'm going to take my first term, x times x minus 1, and then I'm going to take my second term, plus 2, including its sign, times x minus 1. Okay? X times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is minus x, plus 2x, and then 2 times negative 1 is minus 2. And so I end up with x squared plus x, because 2x minus x is just 1x, which we call x, minus 2. All right, so that's going to go on the bottom. Boom. So this over x squared plus x minus 2. Now, here's what happens with subtraction, polynomial subtraction. Oh, I'm trying to erase it. I can't with that. Okay, I guess I'll erase it with this. Precious moments of our lives being wasted by Mr. Lutz. Okay, so what I'm doing over here is I'm making room. Precious moments of our lives. All right, let's go back to this. I'm making room for this right here because I need to show this explicitly. Okay, so here's the thing. When I do subtraction, I'm going to do 2x squared minus x minus 1. I'm going to change this to a plus, and then I'm going to change the sign of everything inside the second set of parentheses. Minus 5x squared minus 10x. Okay, there's another way to think about it too. Sometimes I teach that you distribute the minus into this. But let's just do it this way. Change this to a plus, and then change both of the signs inside of there. Okay, so then we can follow the rules of addition. We're going to see that in a minute. 2x squared, I'm going to get rid of the parentheses, minus x minus 1. I'm going to get rid of the parentheses here, minus 5x squared minus 10x, and then I'm going to combine my like terms. 2x squared minus 5x squared is negative 3x squared. Negative x minus 10x is negative 11x, and I keep that minus 1. So my ending answer is going to be negative 3x squared minus 11x minus 1 over x squared plus x minus 2. Okay? And I'll just circle that in lightning yellow so you know I'm serious. All right.